8-pack lighter here with my first ever review of anything on YouTube. What I am wanting to review is the XDS Mod 2. I've owned this gun for a little while. I have shot it several times. This is not a unboxing review. I have already unboxed it. But I will show you kind of what it comes with. It does come with this case. On the side, it also has this Picatinny rail. I guess just in case you want accessories to keep on the side, that way you don't lose them. But I will go ahead and open this up. I'm going to show you here. Inside, this is kind of what you're getting. I did add a few things, but this is the gun itself, a 6-round magazine and a 5-round magazine, and a lock, extra fiber optic sights that you can replace. It did not come with this ammo, and that's just my target ammo. It did not come with the earplugs, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Alright, let's see. So, this is the 45 ACP. This is it, and I will go ahead and safety check it. Pull it back. Nothing is in the chamber. We are clear. And let me grab the magazines. Here is a 6+1. It has the extended plate for the +1 capability, and the 5. Okay. So, let me go ahead and get this box out of the way. Okay, the gun itself. Okay, like I said previously, I have shot this. This is the 3.3-inch barrel. I have kept the red fiber optic on it. I have right under 100 rounds, actually probably right at 100 rounds, counting because I shot some of my defensive ammo through it as well. So right at 100 rounds. This is the Mod 2. Let's see, 45 ACP. The grip is really great on this gun. They added like grip tape material to it, whereas the first mod actually has like a really aggressive texture right here, and this is really aggressive, but it's like grip tape instead of like the actual thing. A lot of people said that the other was actually uncomfortable. I'm not really sure. I've never fired the one that has the more aggressive, like it was almost like they dug it out or something like that, but this is actually really smooth, but it does allow for a good purchase. Let's see, it has the rail for mounting lights or lasers, so there's that as well if you are into that, and I eventually will get a light for mine. I have not started concealed carrying this yet because I do not currently have my permit, but I am going to be getting that soon. But anyway, let's start at the top here. Like I said, red fiber optic. They actually give you a green as well to switch out. Pretty simple to switch out. I have not switched it out. I think I will be changing this to the green. The way that you do it is you just take a lighter and you melt the end to where it beads up, and then you slide it in there and cut it off, and that's how you change out the front sight. So very simple. I actually would like to get night sights eventually, but for right now I'm going to keep it stock how it came. Rear sights. Okay, rear sights. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if they are adjustable. I'm pretty sure that they are. There's that red in between there, which I do like, but I think the green, my eyes actually would pick that up better. But anyway, there is the sight alignment right there. Okay, but this one thing that they claimed, I actually don't know if Springfield claimed this or not, but a lot of people were saying that they like these sights better on the first one. I currently don't know, but if you can tell, it has just a little bit of a groove, and it's flat surface, so you can actually load this on the rack your slide off of a table or a chair or your boot. A lot of people were claiming that was, I mean, I don't know what you'd use that for in a concealed carry situation, but I guess if you got shot in the arm or something like that and you only had one arm, then more power to you. The slide itself is easy to pull back. It's got quite a bit of tension to it. If if I do that, it's got quite a bit of tension to it, but not too bad. It's I've had worse, I'll put it that way. Let's see, what else? The stippling right here, or I say stippling, this isn't stippling, the grooves right here, actually, rather, are very good to grab a hold of. I always press check like this, and then if I want to check for sure what's in the chamber, I just lock it back, look, and then that's another thing too. The slide release is not ambidextrous. It's not on that side, but it is on this side. So for your right-hand shooters, you will do that with your thumb, and it actually is very easy to get a hold of. A lot of small, compact guns like this, actually the slide release is almost non-existent. Might as well not even have it. Take it off, make it smooth. But anyway, this one actually does function, so that's a plus if that's something you're looking for. Let's see, the mag release is ambidextrous. It is on both sides for left-hand shooters as well. I guess if you're a left-hand shooter and the slide is locked back, I guess you'll just have to, pull it and release, or somehow awkwardly do it with your finger or something. I don't know. But anyway, so if you are a left-hand shooter, that may kind of turn you off this gun. Once again, like I said, not 100% sure. Trigger on this, I don't know the specific specs, but I will say that this is a relatively light trigger. It's actually, I had a SIG, it was a SIG P250. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. I've allergies. And it was like a 10-pound trigger, so I will say this is a lot lighter than this. This is somewhere probably around a 5 or 6-pound trigger. Like I said, don't take my word for that. You will want to look up the specs from the actual Springfield manufacturing company. But I will say that that's that. And here's the reset. And you can fire off that reset. You don't have to let it go all the way out. That is your reset to where you can fire again. Right there. So very light, like I said, at least compared to my other guns. If some of y'all have some performance triggers on there, something like that on some of your other guns, and this may be a heavy one, I really don't know. I'm just going by what I know about triggers. It is very good. This does have the lever. I'm not really sure what you call this exactly, but anyway, just like a 1911, that has to be depressed when you pull the trigger. Otherwise, the trigger will not pull. Or the gun will not go off, I'll put it that way. This does have a loaded chamber indicator right here that will pop up when a round is chambered. So if it's dark and you just kind of want to fill on top of the slide to know whether or not you are for sure loaded or not, you can do that. I always prefer to, either press check it like so, something like that. But anyway, that is to each their own. Let's see, what else do we have here? There is room in this trigger guard for just about 2 of my fingers, but that is kind of pushing down on the pad right here. But that does mean that if you do have gloves in the wintertime or something, that I do believe, as long as they're not really thick, as long as they're not really thick gloves, I do think you could get some smaller gloves in here if you were to be using that. There's the barrel. There's the barrel right there. And see that or not? And there's that red sight. Okay, magazine. Let's talk magazine. We'll put that down for a minute. It comes first with a 5. It actually did come with 2. I don't know if they all do that or if I happen to get one that does have 2 magazines. But this is a 5-round magazine of 45 ACP. And this is your extended plate right here. This is a 6-round magazine of 45 ACP, and they continued the grip tape on down for your pinky. If you have the flush plate, this is how my fingers do now. I don't really know how you would judge size of fingers, so I can't say. I have medium-sized hands, I'll put it that way. But my pinky does dangle off. My 2 fingers hit exactly where these grip tape is, but my pinky does dangle, so I usually just lock it on the bottom, and then there is your forward grip. So I practice so far. Every shot I've fired out of this gun has been with the flat base plate, but experimenting around, this actually does not add too much to it, And so I'm probably actually going to pick up more of these, and I will probably actually be concealing with the 6+1 instead of the 5+1, just to get one extra bullet in there. Again, I think 5+1, that's 6 rounds. I think that's sufficient enough for most situations. If you have a snub-nose revolver or something like that, you only have 5 rounds no matter what. So this actually does give you one more round. Even in the lower capacity, you have 5+1, so that's 6, so you have one more bullet there. Less power, because if you're running 38 special, then you have obviously more power than that. But if you're running 357 Magnum, you gain one more bullet, but you have less knockdown power. But this is the 6+1, so this would actually give you 7 rounds, and that's why I like that. This is actually 7 rounds. Now, obviously, this in 9mm, if I remember correctly, it's either 1 or 2 more bullets that it holds per magazine. So, in other words, this is a 5. So this would actually be a 6 or a 7+1. And this is the 6, so this would actually be a 7 or 8+1 in 9mm. So if you're into 9mm and you're in debate whether or not you'd rather have more power or more rounds, that's up to you. To me, 1 to 2 more bullets per mag is not going to change anything for me. I went with 45 because this is going to be my concealed carry, but I actually think I will go to a bigger gun eventually once I get used to carrying this. So this will actually become my ankle gun or backup gun to my primary concealed carry. But I want to learn this gun. I want to know this gun, and that's why this is going to be my first concealed carry gun, and this will be my summertime carry, of course, probably full-time. But in winter and stuff like that, I actually figure I will get a Glock 19 with 9mm. And if I'm going to step up to a double stack, I almost would rather have a 9mm, just because with that many rounds, even losing a little bit of power, you're still kind of, still kind of in that realm, and you can just pump a ton of bullets out. But in a smaller package, I want the most bang that I can get, and that would be the 45 ACP. So anyway, there's the +1, the 6+1. It does have a little bit of gap, but really when you're holding it, you do not feel that at all. And really when it's sitting down on the table, you do not even see that at all. So it doesn't look cheap. It actually looks very well when it's sitting down on the table. Now I think there's actually a +2 plate for the old ones, but if you were to try to get it for this, now I don't even know if it'd fit. I don't know if they changed anything up in here in the mechanism. But even if it would fit, it would not be this grip tape design. It would have that rough texture, so therefore it might look a little weird, but that would even give you another round. But by the time you get into that, I think you're pretty well getting into the grip length of a Glock 19 or something like that. Therefore, you might even just want to switch over to that instead. So, but there it is. My pinky does fit, and it has a little bit of extra room, but not much, so that is just perfect. Like I said, I'm not trained with this mag, but I know dry fire practice, I know that it feels a lot better in my hand. So I will probably definitely start practicing with this. I just want to practice with the worst case scenario, that this will be the magazine that I have. I would rather practice with this than to practice with this and have to use this one and not be comfortable with it. So that's just the way I feel about it. All right, let's see. So we talked about that. It is the 3.3-inch barrel, 45 ACP. Let's see. Made in Croatia. Springfield Armory, USA, though, of course. Let's see. That may pretty well cover it. Like I said, I have shot 100 rounds through this, and I will say this. I'm not going to claim that this gun is 100% perfect. It did fire every time, but I will say this. The mag, now whether it's me holding the mag release or not, but I have had, out of 100 rounds, I have had 3 times where the slide did not lock back. Now, whether there's a break-in period or this was with target ammo, ball ammo, full metal jacket, may just not have had enough power to lock it back on the last round, but it had enough power to cycle every round before that. So to me, it's just a little odd that it did not lock back. Something I'm going to continue looking into. This is my duty ammo. I say duty ammo. I'm not a police officer or anything like that. But this is my defensive ammo, I'll put it that way. Let's see, it is the Barnes Tactical 45. I don't have the exact specs on this because I actually threw the box away, but this is the bullet that I keep in the gun all the time. It is definitely a big hollow point, but this is actually a plus P round, and this is a really good round. This is, I believe this is a 230 grain still yet, but I could be wrong on that. But anyway, it's somewhere fairly close, so you still got a big bullet, and it's a plus P round, so you're getting extra pressure. When I was shooting these, I never had a problem with this locking back, never. That's why it led me to believe that maybe the other didn't have, but like I said, you would think if it didn't have enough pressure to blow the slide back, you would start having failures to feed or eject, stuff like that, and I did not. So that's why it leads me to believe that it's some kind of connector or something like that, not grabbing whenever the slide goes back on the last round for whatever reason. let me see here. All of those failures to lock the slide back were with these bullets right here. This is a Winchester white box, 230 grain. Standard velocity, if you know the white box, just cheap rounds. But this is actually what I was shooting with. But like I said, I have 100 rounds through it, and it never did that with my Barnes Tactical, but it did do it 3 times. Now, this wasn't in a row. I mean, this was spread out, which kind of sucks too, because then you just never know when it's not going to lock back. But if you count your rounds or whatever, you know, or just when you hear the click, hurry and do a mag change, you know. But it is something, if that's what you're looking into. I will go ahead and tell you that 3 times out of 100 rounds, this has not locked back. So if that's something you're really worried about, then, you know, this may or may not be the gun for you. Let's see, but like I said, I'm sorry, I'm nervous and I'm probably talking a lot. This is my first ever gun review, or any review as far as that goes. This is Pack Lighter 23, and I do appreciate y'all watching. I will definitely have more videos to come. And like I said, this is the Springfield XDS 45 ACP. Great gun. Like I said, I do not have my concealed carry permit yet. Therefore, I've not carried this. Do not know how comfortable it is. But I do know it is definitely slim enough to carry. Like I said, 45 ACP, you lose 1 to 2 rounds versus 9mm. But when my life depends on it, I would rather lose 1 to 2 bullets for the 45 ACP in a small package. A big package, my hands are not that big, so therefore I would rather go 9mm just because I don't want a double stack to be too big for my hands to be comfortable. So, but anyway, peace out. Y'all have a good day. I will definitely have more videos to come. Be sure to like or comment any questions you may have that I may be able to answer for you. Thank you.